So, woohoo! We're doing it. We're live. So,
Yay.
thank you, Sarah. So today, thank you everyone for listening. If you're listening live, let us know that you're here. If you're listening to the replay, please put in replay in the comments, and both Sarah and I can pop in and make any comments to whatever you're saying. But we're very, very excited to be here today to talk about a really cool topic, which is something I think we all have. Hey Sarah, like everybody has at certain times in their life, needs to get more focused and learn how to de-stress. So today Sarah's going to give us some really cool tips and techniques that we can use in our everyday life to be able to do that. So I'm so excited that Sarah's come to join me today on Let's Chat. So
thanks, Angie, and thank you for inviting me to come along. And yes, like you said, for me, a lifelong journey where we can let stresses and lack of focus impact our lives. Back in my previous life as a mum with 4 young children, going through a whole range of challenges, nothing like the challenges people go through today though, with COVID and working from home and homeschooling. I don't know how I would have done that. So now the challenges with homeschooling and working from home, everything in the household, I think everyone needs a toolkit of ways to just focus, calm down, relax and de-stress.
Yeah, so, I agree, absolutely, And I mean, I've known you now for a number of years. So, and I know that, you've done amazing things. Like you're a naturopath, you're an author, you're a Reiki practitioner, you do crystals. So you've got lots of things in your toolkit, and, I know that you really love essential oils and what they can do for you as well, for everybody. So yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing more about,
Thanks, Angie.
So tell us how come you're here, why, like what happened in your journey to get you to where you are now?
4 children and a lot of challenges, not with my children so much as messy divorce and different things not going the way I'd like them to. I used alcohol and cigarettes and those sorts of things far too much, but underlying all that, I knew there was a better way. I knew there was something else we could be using and something else we could be doing. So I did a lot of research. For me, another factor was hormonal moods and frustrations, which for me is linked to diet. So naturopathy, like you said, it's a holistic approach. So it's a whole body, mind and spirit alignment, which starts with what we eat and what we drink. Lots of us have intolerances we don't even know about. So for me, the main ones to look out for are gluten, dairy and processed foods. If I have too many processed foods high in fat, sugar and calories, I feel yuck, emotionally, physically, blah, no energy. Absolutely. Same with the gluten and dairy.
Yeah. I think like anyone who's been following me knows that my husband did a 30-day bike challenge just recently, and we actually joined onto an eating plan at the same time, and it actually had no dairy in it really, and no gluten, and really no carbs. It really was just protein and vegetables, but good vegetables. Hey, hi Kathy. Kathy's here. And
hey, Kathy.
And it was amazing, like the extra energy that he got, like that we both have by not having those things, even though we're not really intolerant, but I think everybody has some level of that to those products. So it was amazing, the extra energy that you get from just eating those vegetables. And
yeah, so for me that's the first bit, and that's when I don't follow my own eating patterns, I feel worse emotionally, physically, the whole lot. So that's the first one. Make sure you eat healthy foods, have lots of water, exercise, get up and be active, even if it's cold and wintry, getting up and going for a walk, even if it's around your house. You just get that energy flowing and you feel better than if you're sitting still all day.
Yes.
Which for people who are working from home or working in an office, a lot of our jobs are sedentary. So if you don't have a sit-stand computer, just getting up and moving around, stretching is another way to just get rid of the brain fog and get us focused.
Yeah.
Finding ways to relax and rest is also another key. I'll talk about that a bit further.
Yeah.
And especially now, I think, with COVID and with all of the restrictions imposed, we can't go out and go to gyms, go socialising as we did before. So we've got to find other ways to relax and de-stress. Just scrolling down on my notes, which are behind you on my screen. So as you said, essential oils for me are very important. Again, that was part of the research I did years ago, along with the crystals and the Reiki and the naturopathy. So for me, crystals are just that added extra in the toolkit. So we all get brain fog, lack of focus, kids are screaming, TV's on, radio's going on, people are asking us things, we're visiting people or looking after people, we're pulled in hundreds of directions. So diffusing, I'll go back a bit. Essential oils, I chose after research Doterra essential oils. They're certified therapeutic grade, which means they have the scientific backing behind a lot of them. And so I've been using them for 2 years now, and they help me with mindfulness and mantras and flipping the thought, as you know a lot about, Angie. For me, also, if I get caught up in the whole negative, I can't do it, I can't achieve, flipping the thought, so saying, I am enough, I can do this, I've got this, I can achieve this. Yeah. Just a handy tool to have is different oils. So for focus, to get rid of the brain fog and to focus the thought, diffuse peppermint and wild orange. If you don't have a diffuser, it's as simple as getting it, a couple of drops on the palm of your hand, rub it together and inhale. So you can do that if you don't have a diffuser, or if you're in a workplace where you can't have a diffuser on.
Yes.
Another one with talking about self-worth. Sometimes if we can't focus or we have that negative train of thought that we need to flip, it's self-worth and self-awareness. Bergamot or any citrus oil. Again, in the diffuser or a couple of drops on your hand. Rub it and inhale. And just spend a couple of minutes flipping the thought. So instead of I can't do it, I've got this, I can do it, it's easy. Think about if you're going for a job, if you've got a meeting you've got to go to and you've got to speak to, difficult worker at work, somebody at home, it's easy to get into that negative pattern. It can't be done, we can't do it. Just having the oils around, you can also put them on your pulse points, so on your neck, wrists, bottom of feet, it's just a tool. It's just another way of reminding us to flip that thought and to think more positively.
Yes. Oh, absolutely. So Kathy's actually saying to please be aware of sensitivities with EOs.
Yes, essential oils. So there are sensitivities. Thank you, Kathy. The citrus oils, so bergamot, wild orange, the ones I mentioned. If you're going out in the sun, don't apply them directly before, because you can get photosensitivities to them.
Ah, that's interesting. That's good to know.
But also just with essential oils in general, I don't have it sitting in front of me, but dilute it with a carrier oil. So fractionated coconut oil, jojoba, aloe vera, but whatever carrier oil, or even your moisturiser. Another good one, again, I don't have it in front of me. Your morning moisturiser or hand cream, put the drops in that before you put it on. Oh, because children, babies use a carrier oil, absolutely, and only ever use a couple of drops. And yes, for adults, it's also a good idea. And that also, the carrier oil helps the oils penetrate the skin barrier too, rather than just putting them on neat, which is kind of the opposite to what you think.
Yeah, that is. Because, I mean, I've got oils, like I've got mine, I've got some like sitting right here, you know, and that I use frequently. And yeah, I didn't realise that. I mean, I just told you that I diluted this particular one because everyone found it a bit strong, but I didn't realise that. Yeah, that's interesting, isn't it? So diluting it is better. That's what Kathy's saying too, that she said it's better to dilute, and the bergamot is photosensitive. So she's saying the same thing that you've been just saying. So yeah, interesting.
Yeah. It's a good point. But I do still put the couple of drops on and inhale.
Well, I put it on neat all the time. Like I literally put all my oils except for that one that I actually diluted. Everything else I put on neat. So that's a good lesson to learn. So thank you. That's good.
I've lost my place, but I'll just ad hoc and keep going, because the next thing we're going to talk about was relaxing.
Yes.
So focus. Sometimes before you can focus in a household with more than one person or in a workplace, you've got to actually calm the situation. You might have people in the background talking about things, TV going on. You might have come out of an argument. You might have just said no to your kids. There might be 100 reasons why saying focus just isn't going to work. You need to calm first. So go-to oils for diffusing or applying to pulse points, taking note of the diluting if you can, would be lavender and balance. These ones are really, really good for calming emotions and situations, and even ADHD and hyperactivity in children and adults. There's actually been some documentation somewhere confirming that type of positive impact to diffusing these in the household, and even diffusing in the car on the way home from school. You can get car diffusers too.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
And you can get necklaces and bracelets with the lava beads or the felt in them, that you can put the couple of drops on as well. Balance is another good one. On the bottom of your feet, pulse points as well, just calm and relax, because once you've calmed and relaxed the situation, whether it's home, whether it's you, whether it's workplace, then you're in a better place to focus on what it is you want to do.
Yeah, and that's good, because there's lots of people right now, I think, that need that little bit of extra help, just that little bit of, there's so much going on with, like you're saying, people are working from home, people have got businesses, they're trying to work out what they're doing, like it's a time where people need some extra help.
And people in Melbourne who are now can only go out for essential things, whatever the things might be, that's causing a whole lot of stress and concern and worry for a lot of people as well.
Yeah, it's huge. Yeah.
Which leads us to de-stress. The balance and the lavender that I spoke about, they're a good starting point.
Yeah.
And they're also good to put a couple of drops on your pillow at night time.
That's interesting.
For me, lavender is one I don't particularly like the aroma of, but we have a lavender piece which has different oils in it as well, and that's a much nicer aroma for me and does the same thing, relaxing and helping for peace, sleep and rest. Now, Doterra also have mood management oils and emotional aromatherapy, which I haven't gone into in this talk at the moment. Anyone who wants to know more can contact me and I can let them know more. I just focused on some of the main oils.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there's another two called frankincense and cobaiba.
Yeah.
These are called the powerhouse duo for many, many reasons. So I'm just talking about de-stressing and focusing, but these are also immune support and a whole range of other, they help with a whole range of other issues. But these two also together, I don't know about proven, but there are many stories of people who've used them when suffering anxiety and depression, and they've helped. So for me, these are another two. If you want to let go of stress and relax, release the stress, these two oils diffused or on your pulse points. One of my other items in my toolkit, as Angie alluded to, is my crystals. So
I have one of those on my computer as well. Look at that.
Yes, amethyst, pink quartz and selenite are just three I have here at my desk too.
Yeah.
I use them like a talisman. As much as we talk about diffusing the oils, flipping the thought, sometimes you're just too busy or too preoccupied to remember all these things. So having a talisman, whether it's a amethyst necklace or a crystal or a bracelet or something, just to fiddle with, to play with, just can help you focus. So if you get a chance with stress, way to de-stress after a busy day, workplace, working from home, homeschooling kids, teenagers who are driving us crazy, any of those sorts of things. And this I've done for years. You sit somewhere quietly if you can, with or without music, candle, and then just, as well as the oils diffusing, just the crystal, and just sit and let the vibration and energy of the crystal help calm emotions and energies. And it does. And it helps releasing and letting go of the stress that you can feel the tension, like you can feel it in your neck or for me it's in my stomach, which again is that link to that food. If I'm holding stress or tension, it's in my stomach.
Ah, so and mine's always in my neck and shoulders. That's where I always feel it. So yeah. And Kathy was saying here as well that you can also place it on a hanky.
The oils.
Yeah.
Yes.
Breathe in the hanky.
Or on your lapel on your shirt. Just so you've got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually was reading something about a teacher that actually used to put a drop of rosemary oil and something like on the children's before they were going into exams.
Mm-hmm.
A bit just to help them. And I think it was also, something else on the other side, I can't remember now, but interesting that the kids actually really benefited. It could have been lavender or something, to help them just to calm down and focus to get the, before they did tests.
And rosemary's the memory, which would be why she did that. So yeah, and children are really receptive too, because they're kinesthetic. So it's touching, feeling, smelling. But you've also got to be aware of the children with special needs, because sometimes children with special needs, it's the exact opposite. They can't have too many stimulus. It will make them worse.
Yes, that's a good point,
But for some reason, balance is, and I can remember reading about it, it has a positive effect on the special needs children as well.
Wow.
Because I didn't look at my notes, I nearly forgot about our breathing exercises. Yes. There are many, many breathing exercises around. All you have to do is Google mindfulness or breathing exercises. They're all about breathing in for a certain number of counts, holding it for a certain number of counts, and then breathing out through your mouth for a certain number of counts. As well as, for me, as well as focusing my mind and training when I'm doing my breathing, it's like, okay, I'm healthy, I've got abundance, I've got prosperity, setting my intentions. As well as that, it actually does good for your body, for your organs, because it's letting the oxygen come in and then go around the body and be released. So it has health benefits on lots of different levels.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, it does. Breathing. Yeah. Kathy's actually saying rosemary is not good for people with high blood pressure as well. So that's something to consider.
And grapefruit also isn't good for people with high blood pressure or on high blood pressure medication, I should say.
Yeah, no, that's great. It's good to know these little things, isn't it? I mean, I don't know. I've got the number of these oils here, but I just use them, like, you know what I mean? So that's good to know that there are some restrictions that people could have, with them. So that's been awesome. So do you have a breathing exercise that maybe you could share to help people just to calm and de-stress?
Yes, my simple go-to one at the moment is just breathe in through your nose for a count of 7, then hold it for a count of 7, and then release through your mouth for a count of 7.
Wow.
So there are a whole lot of different ones and they can achieve different things, but that's just the one I've been using at the moment, because my attention span seems to be all over the place, and so that's one I can actually stick to.
Yeah, you don't want it too complicated. Not now. So.
Another one, I can't believe I nearly forgot this one, is with the mindfulness and the mantras, what I call an attitude of gratitude. So every morning when I wake up, something I'm grateful for from yesterday, something I'm grateful for that will happen today, whether it's happened or not. Throughout the day, there's so many things around that I just say thank you for as I'm walking through the house or the garden. And then at the end of the day, before I go to sleep, remembering, been talking too much, remembering all the things I'm grateful for.
Yes.
And my voice is gone.
Oh no. So do you have any last tips before we close? Sorry,
I've just
drink of water.
It's not here, but yeah, we'll go and get one. I think that attitude of gratitude is one of the important ones, because we all tend to, well, that's an assumption. That's a generalisation. We all tend to focus on what we don't want rather than what we want. So if we can train ourselves to just look at the positive, look at the grateful, we'll find a lot of things fall in place. And the more we do it, the more we retrain our brains so that next time it's easier to get back. And that's what I've found.
Yes.
The more I concentrate on this and the more I practice it, the quicker I can retrain my brain to flip the thought. It doesn't take me days or hours like it used to. It will take a shorter amount of time. So
yeah. So I've got another lady, Karen, who said hello as well. So hi, Karen.
hello, Karen.
Good that you're here. So yeah. So she said she missed the beginning, but that's okay. It's you can watch the replay and catch up. So yeah. Yes, I think gratitude is really important, and flipping the thought so that if something comes and it's stressing you, have something in mind. Like I like to think about the ocean. So if I'm like, just flip a thought straight away and start focusing on the ocean, so that I, don't dwell on what you're doing. Because once you get out of that state, that you're in, you can see things from a different perspective. So state changes are really, I think, important too.
And Dr. Wayne Dwyer is saying, I love, change the way you look at things and the things you're looking at will change. So
absolutely.
If you want to focus,
yeah,
another tip for focusing and getting things done, or even de-stressing, is look at it from another way. How else can I do this? How else can I get past this?
Yes, absolutely. So yeah. So you've got a free gift to give people. So if they want, Karen said she loves positivity and gratitude. So yeah, it's so important. Hey, Karen, like it's just so important.
Makes such a difference.
Yeah.
So I have a handout, Focus and De-Stress. It's just talking about what we spoke about here as a reminder. We'll post a link up to that later on today. We can do that, can't we?
Absolutely. We'll do that. We'll do that very, very soon. So, so thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for asking me along.
My pleasure. And thank you to those that have been here online. So Karen and Kathy, and there's someone else is online right now too. So, and it's been popping in and out. So everyone who's been watching, thank you so much for being here, and have the most amazing and abundant day. And we will talk to you again really, really soon. So take care. Bye.
Bye.